Hello and welcome back. I'm Andreas Chatt, your tech-curious web designer. First, a shout out to my new supporters on Patreon. A big hug to David and a high five to Chahovia92 and Vitaly. Thank you so much for your support. It means a lot to me. And it helps me to keep going and to create more cool web stuff. Okay, and now let's get started. So we are getting very close in finishing this deployment series. But one important aspect we haven't yet talked about is SEO. So SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization, and it looks into how we can make our website more visible on Google, Bing or Yahoo. Let's see what the most important strategies are and how we can set them up in Django. So first we will have a look at Sitemaps, which provides search engines a structure of our website and helps them to index our website more effectively. Django provides a built-in framework to generate those sitemaps. Then connected to this we have the Robots.txt file, which tells web crawlers, also called web robots, which pages we don't want to index. Then we have page titles, which make search engines understand the content of the page better and contributes to higher rankings on search engine results. Alt image text is important for accessibility, to describe the content of the images and to show up in image search results. H1 tags are crucial because they define the main heading of the page, providing a semantic structure to the content, and they also provide relevant keywords. Meta tags provide additional information about the web page, including keywords and a brief description of the page, which is often displayed in search engine results and can influence a higher click-through rate. And then we will also look at the Open Graph meta tags, which are relevant when sharing content on social media sites, such as Facebook or X, formerly known as Twitter. Shared content creates social signals, indicating to search engines the popularity and relevance of a website, which in turn improves the ranking. Alright, many things we have to go through, so first let's get started now with the sitemaps. So the sitemap is a dynamically generated XML file, and you can inspect it by typing /sitemap.xml. Here you can see links to the main pages of the website, such as the home page, the category pages, and the post pages. Let's create this now with Django's built-in sitemap framework. So the Sitemaps is a built-in app, so let's go to our settings.py file and add it to our apps list. So in here I add django.contrib.sitemaps. Okay, I save this file. Now I create a sitemaps.py file and I put this file in my main app. So in this project is the post folder. So I navigate here and create a new file with the name sitemaps.py. Okay, and in here I import now the sitemap class. So from django.contrib.sitemaps import sitemap. And to create our first sitemap, we create a class. So I have here a sitemap of all the static pages I want to list. And this class inherits from the sitemap class. Then I define the items. So this is a built-in function. And this basically returns a list of pages I would like to list. And I'm using here the URL names for it. So for example, the home URL, or if we have an about page, the about URL. In my case, I don't have an about page, so I get rid of this one now. Now that Django can create the correct links, we have to add an additional function here. This is the location function, which basically takes in each individual item from the items function and creates the path using the reverse function. Let's import reverse. From django.urls import reverse. Okay, this will list now our static pages. Let's move on to display the category pages. I call this class category sitemap, and also here I define the items. But here, instead of listing out the URL names, I fetch all the objects from the database, which are in the tag table. These are our categories. Let's import this tag class as well. So from.models import tag. But in order for Django to be able to create now the correct URL, we need to add the getAbsoluteURL function to the model class. Let's go to the models.py file. And we find here the tag class. There it is. I add here this function, and I return here the full URL of an instance. So I add here the category path and the slug itself, which is taken from our slug property. Okay, let's save this file and let's go back. And now I'm also adding the individual post pages. So I call this the post page sitemap. Here again, I get the object from the post table. Let's import it on top. So post. And here I'm also defining how many items I would like to retrieve from the database. And here I limit the results to 100. So the latest 100 post pages will be indexed. Okay. And also for this sitemap, we have to add the absolute URL to the model class. So let's find the post class. There it is. And also here add this method to get the absolute URL, including the post path, and adding the ID of the post. Okay, save this file. Now we have to add the sitemaps also to our URLs. So we go to our urls.py file. And in here I add now the path. So the path will be Sitemap.xml. And Django creates this XML file automatically. Then we add the function, which is sitemap. This function we still have to import to this page. So let's do that now. So here on top, I just make a comment that these are configurations specifically for the sitemaps. So from django.contrib.sitemaps.views import sitemap. Then we also have to create a dictionary with the sitemaps we want to display. So sitemaps equals. So first we have the static sitemap. So static colon static sitemap. This is the class we just created before. Let's import it here. So from a_post.sitemaps import everything. Now we have the static sitemap imported. The next one is the categories. Here we have the category sitemap. And we have the post pages. Alright, these are our three sitemaps. Now we can include those as a dictionary to our path. Sitemaps colon sitemaps. Like that. So this sitemaps variable is now added to the path. And then we also add a name. And the name for this path is django.contrib.sitemaps.views.sitemap. And at the end, we add a comma. Like that. Okay, then we save the file. And let's do a test. So this is the path we can access now. Let's spin up our website. python-manage.py run server. Then localhost colon 8000. Okay. And now if you go slash and sitemap.xml, we see here now a list of pages search engines can now easily index. So next, let's look into the Robots.txt file. And this file I can access by typing /robots.txt. And it shows me here a list of pages search engines shouldn't index. So let's create this file now. We can just put it in our templates folder. I add a new file, robots.txt. So here the user agent stands for the web crawler we want to address, and this should apply to any web crawler. And then we disallow the indexing of the admin path. To disallow more paths, we just add a new line. Like that. Alright, save this file. Now we have also to create a URL for this file. And the easiest way to just create a path for a static page in Django is by using the template view class. So here on top, I import now this template view class. So from django.views.generic.base import template view. Now let's create this path. We'll just add it underneath sitemap. So the path is robots.txt. Let's add the comma before we forget it. So instead of calling a function here now to create this URL, we're using now this template view class. So template view dot as_view. So I'm calling here this as_view method, which is building our path. So we add here a template name variable and add the name of the file. And we're also adding here the content type, which is text/plain. All right. You have the comma. Okay. Now let's save this file and let's check it out. So back to the browser. So instead of Sitemap.xml, I write robots.txt. And there it is. Great. Okay, now let's move on to the page titles. Let's go to our base.html file. Here we have the title, but now I would like to give each page an individual title. For this we can create block elements, and I call this block title, and close this block. And in this block here we can insert text for individual pages. Let's do that now with our create post page. Let's go to the create post template in the post folder. And here on top, before the block content starts, I can add here the title block, and I can write here create post, then a space, then this pipe symbol, and another space, like that. Okay, save this file. I also quickly save the base.html file, and let's check out the title of this page. So this is our home page with the title Awesome. And if I'm going to the create post page, the title changes to create post Awesome. Nice. The same we can do with the inbox. So the inbox.html file is in our inbox app folder. In here, I add here the block like that, and save, and refresh the page. And we have the inbox title here as well. Great. We can also add dynamic values there. So let's do that with our user pages. So for example, we have a user1 page. So the user1 is our username here. Let's also display this username as a title. We go to the profile.html file, which is in the users folder, and profile.html. And here I add the title block and the username variable. So profile.user.username. Like that. Okay, save this file, refresh the page, and as you can see, the username appears now as well. And finally, I would like to do the same with the post pages. So I would like to show the title of this post also in the page title. So let's go to the post page.html. So this is the post page, and also here on top, I'm adding the title block with the post title variable. Okay, save this page and refresh. And now all our post pages have their own title. Awesome. Next, let's add some alt text or alternative text to our images. So this text describes the image itself and improves the chance to be visible in image search results. Let's add some alt text to our logo now. So I'm going to my header.html file. So this is includes header.html. Here we have the logo. This is the logo icon I'm using. Ideally, the name of the logo should also be the brand name. So let's add here the alt text now. And the name of our website is awesome. And I save this file. All right. So next, let's have a look at the meta text for our website. I go back to the base.html file, and just underneath the title here, I add the description meta tag. Here you should describe in a few words what the website is all about. So I'm adding here image sharing platform with rankings. Then we have the keywords. So I'm adding here keywords relevant to my website. Okay, that should be enough. Now another one we can add is the author. This is particularly relevant if the content is an article or a blog post, but you can also put your brand name here. Alright, these are the most important meta tags. And now let's move over to add the Open Graph meta tags. So Open Graph is useful when sharing content on social media sites like Facebook or Twitter, and the information is showing up in the cards you share. So here we have the meta tag with the property OG:URL. That is the URL we are sharing on social media. Now let's construct here the URL of the page the user is visiting. So let's start with HTTP. Then we add here the domain. So we get the domain with the request.meta.http_host variable. And then we add also the path with the request.path variable. All right. Next we have the Open Graph title. Here we can add the title of our website. So in my case, awesome. But let's say I would like to share the title of the post itself. Then we can use here again a block element. So block, and I give it the name OG-caption because I want to share the caption as the title of this post. At the end block. Let's add this caption block also to our post page template. I'm adding block OG caption, and what I want to display here is the post.body. All right, let's save this file. Let's go back. Let's add the next meta tag. This is a description of the page or post. Now the description for the home page could be the same as we have here. So I copy this line. But for sharing a post page, I want to display again a custom text. So again, I create here a block. I call it OG-description and end the block. Okay. Now let's go to the post page again. Add here our block. And in here I add the information that this block is shared by the post.author. And because I'm sharing images from Flickr, I will also add the artist here. So dash add post.artist. Okay, save this file. Let's go back. So as next, let's add the image, which will show up on social media. This is the OG:image property. Now for the homepage, we have to create our own image. And the ideal size for sharing on Facebook would be 1200 by 630 pixels. So this would be my image. And now to share, we have to create the whole URL. So again, I create the path. So I copy the domain from here. And then add the path for the image using the static tag. And we save the image in our images folder. Alright, so this is the image for the homepage. However, on the post pages, I would like to share the post image itself. So again, I create here a block. I call this block OG:image and end block. Alright, and now let's add it to the post page again. And I'm adding here the post.image. This is the URL to the Flickr image itself. Okay, let's go back. We have one more. If we share this post on Twitter, Twitter needs a different format. It will display the image in a square format. So if you want to create a special image for Twitter, you can add this meta tag. So Twitter:image. But the format of this image would be square, so we can add an image of the size of 600 by 600. And the whole path would look like that. So again, here the domain and the path to the image. Okay. And now I add again the block here to make it dynamic. With the name tw-image. Okay, let's save this file. And the post image will be the same as on Facebook. So I copy this line, but change it to Twitter image. Okay, save this file. Let's create those two images now and add it to our images folder. So we go to the static folder, into images, and add them here. Okay, there they are. I call them awesome.jpg and awesome_Twitter. So I need to update the names now. So awesome and awesome_tw. Alright, this is done now. We can check if the Open Graph tags are actually working in an online tool Facebook provides at developers.facebook.com/tools/debug. But for this we need to deploy our code first. So let's do that now. We added new files to our static folder, so we have to run first the collect static command. I switch down the server, Python, manage.py, collect static. Here type yes. And now let's deploy. So the website is now deployed to my live site. Let's inspect the source code to see if all the meta tags are there. So right click and inspect. Then we go to the head section here and we can see the meta tags are added here. Okay, great. Now let's check the Open Graph tags. developers.facebook.com/tools/debug. We add here our URL. So in my case is awesome-flickr.pix and click debug. So it just tells me this link has not been shared yet on Facebook. So let's fetch new information. Here we can see the information it gets from the website. It's telling us we should include this OG type as well. Let's do that in a second. It also tells us to add our Facebook app ID. This would be relevant for Facebook Analytics and Insights, but we don't have a Facebook app set up, so we skip that one. It all looks okay here. Here I see the image I prepared for the homepage with the URL and the title and the description. Great. Let's also test how a post page would look like. So I'm just clicking on the first post here, grab this link, and click debug. Fetch new information. We see here the image. Here we can see the caption of the post. And we have here the information shared by Andreas and the artist of this image. This all seems to work nicely. Let's add this OG type then to our meta tags as well. So I'm just adding here under URL this OG type property, and the content is website. This is telling Facebook basically what type of content this is. This could be also a video or an article, for example. All right, save this file. Now we set up our website pretty well for SEO in our web app. I just want to mention a few off-site strategies as well, which can improve the ranking. And this is for one, Google Ads, which can drive traffic to the site and improve visibility. We have Google Reviews. Positive customer reviews will make the site trustworthy and increase the click-through rate. And also writing articles and have a link to the website will signal to search engines that the website is relevant. Okay. Next, let's finalize the website and add some analytics to track the website's performance. There are many analytics tools available to us, but the elephant in the room is obviously Google Analytics, because it just seamlessly integrates with other Google products, and it is also free. Other services might have a better user experience or better tracking tools for certain needs. However, most of them are not free to use. So I will just stick with Google Analytics on this one. To add Google Analytics to the site, we need to insert some code, which is provided by Google Analytics. So let's set up our account first. So we go to analytics.google.com. Then here we click Start Measuring. We fill out here this information. In the account name, you can put your company or your brand. Then here we have the property name, which is the name of your website. Then some other details. On this page, we add our website URL. So www. And this is my domain. And the stream name. Awesome. This refers to the data stream. And create stream. Then here we click the View Tag Instructions button on top. Now on this page we click here Install Manually. And here we see the Google tag we have to add to our website. So I just copy this code. And we have to add this code immediately after the head element. So here in our base.html file, this is our head tag. So just underneath here, I'm adding this Google Analytics code. All right, save this file. So let's redeploy the code again now and test if Google recognizes this tag. Let's click Test here. and Google found this script working on our page. Awesome! Then we can click Next here. And we're done. This is set up now. But it will take around 2 days to actually get some good data from it. And this is our Google Analytics dashboard. Now, one last thing I would like to set up is Google Webmasters. This is showing us how well our website performs on Google search. And the website for this is search.google.com/search-console. Here we select URL prefix and add our website. Because we just created a Google Analytics account for this website, we were automatically verified here, and we can go to the property. So here we can see the performance of our website on Google search. Again, the data collection will take some time. Give it a day or so. But what we can do here now is add our sitemap to this tool. So we click on the Sitemaps link, and we add here Sitemap.xml. And now Google is aware of the sitemap. However, there's a problem here fetching the data. Let's investigate this. I check out my sitemap page. I can access it, great. But what I can see here is the domain is wrong. It is not updated to the new custom domain. This is something we have to do in the sites table in the database. Here is my sites table, and let's update the domain name. And save. Now let's check the page again. And we see it is updated now. Great. I go back to the Google console. Also here I refresh the page. And we got the success status. Awesome. Alright, this is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Now we have a production ready website which is SEO optimized and ready to be discovered on the internet. In the next video we will look into how we can upgrade Django to the latest version, because it is a good practice to stay up to date with Django releases, especially when it comes to security updates. Django releases a major update every 8 months, so you will upgrade Django quite regularly, and it's good to know how it is done. Alright, until next time my friends, happy coding and stay curious!